Recording is about to start. There we go. All right. Welcome to Threads of Wisdom. I'm really glad that you're here. And I'm Lola Stardust from Children of the Crossroads, the High Priestess of Children of the Crossroads in Spokane, Washington. And we try to do these every week when we can. I'm just glad you're all here today. The Threads of Wisdom was created by Golden Thread Grove in Idaho. It is a teaching tool for your year and a day pagan basics. Each week that you attend, you will receive an image of the topic we discussed. Golden Thread Grove has requested that these images not be distributed to anyone that has not participated in a discussion on a particular topic. At the end of the year, if you have attended every single one, which I know is impossible, but that's why we're going to run it again next year. And we hopefully will have new images and some additional topics. We're working on that. Me and Ari, I have asked her if she would like to contribute her amazing artistic talents. So hopefully we'll have some cool stuff next year. But you will have 52 cards and you can use them as a divination tool. So we are on week 47. We missed last week, so I'm going to go ahead and share that image. Last week was stewardship. So I'm going to go ahead and share the image. See if I can remember how to do this. Share. There we go. Share photo. And here's the photo gallery. Why isn't it sharing? What are you doing? I know I'm recording. I want to share a photo. Sorry. Share. Oh. No. I want to share a photo. Sorry. My goodness, it won't let me share a photo.
Why don't you send it to one of us and see if we can share it for you?
Let me put it, I can actually put it in the chat.
Aha, even better.
I think. Let me, hold on. I apologize. This is, oh, there it is. Okay. Start presenting. All right. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Yes, sir.
All right. So go ahead, take a look. Sorry, putting my thing back in my. Go ahead and take a look at this image and, tell me what you see, what feelings you get from this, and we'll discuss it. That's the chair. My kid is moving in the chair. That is not me passing gas.
All we do is giggle.
Cole, stop. Now he's doing it more on purpose. Stop it, honey.
Eat yourself.
So,
Eat yourself.
who is starting?
Eat yourself.
I'll go. To me, this is very much about the Earth and taking care of the planet. And to me, it shows that it's all in our hands. We can provide for ourselves. We've got the tools to provide what we need. Anyone else want to talk about this picture?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's, we nurture the planet and the planet nurtures us right back. It's like an endless circle. But
Yeah.
if part of it breaks, then that's when things start falling apart.
Yes. Us pagans love Mother Earth, don't we?
That we do.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I get about the same feelings from it. Did we lose Gary?
I think we lost Ari.
I get get the same vibes from it, you know, the stewardship of the world, of the place we live, the place that keeps us alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got anything you want to share before you take that dab hit?
No.
Yeah.
Feed yourself.
I will go ahead and stop presenting, and then let's talk about stewardship. All right. So you can see me now? I've stopped sharing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure. Like I said, doing this on my phone, it's a little different. So what are some ways that we can practice stewardship as pagans? I mean, there's a lot, because as pagans, like I said, we love Mother Earth, we love nature. So what are some good ways to do that?
I would say one way is first not to do anything negative, like unnecessary pollution. Be sure that anything that is wasteful, waste product is taken care of in the proper space. Planting trees,
Mhm.
and just kind of caring. There's not too much we can do on a large scale, but
Yeah.
a lot of little efforts on a small scale will add up eventually.
Yeah, a lot of times we get overwhelmed. It's like, what can I do to save the planet? And because that's how I feel sometimes. But as I've gotten older and more into my craft and more appreciating the world around me and nature, how to me nature is my church. I don't need pews, or I don't need a building. I can just go into nature and worship. And I don't want that to disappear, because that is such a huge part of what we do as pagans and witches, and whatever practice we practice, it is so important. So yeah, we can make a difference. I'm starting to understand that as I get older, that every little thing helps, whether it's recycling, you know, clean emissions, not using. I know the big thing in the 90s was, I used to be part of the Peace and Justice Action League, and we used to do a lot of things to help with the oh my God, I am sorry, my head, I'm just like, I can't think, with the atmosphere or whatever, like, don't use aerosol cans. They said that was bad, our hairsprays, our Aquanets and stuff like that. The aerosol was really bad. I've then read that maybe it's not as bad as we thought. Things always change, but I try to recycle. I try not to litter. Just little things like that, because if we all contribute a little bit, if every single one of us, then we can keep this planet in good condition. Also, it's about, I feel like it's about our survival, really. It's just, we need to, I don't know. This is a very touchy topic for a lot of us, because we are watching the planet kind of go to the toilet. So I'm going to stop talking, because I am babbling now. I'm sorry. I'm very tired. Anyone else want
Yeah,
anything to say?
the the Earth, the Earth Mother is extremely powerful. It's the Earth, the Mother itself is not in danger. It's life and humans, and that's what actually is in danger. So when we take care of the Earth Mother, we're taking care of ourselves. The Earth could go through cataclysmic changes and it will survive. It's just its base, its time scale is on eons. It's not on human scale.
Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah.
if we take care of the Earth, we're taking care of ourselves.
Exactly. I know that the ATC has what they call Green Man, where they clean up. They clean up around the church, and they junk out everything and keep the church nice and clean. As a matter of fact, my husband, when he went to his 2-week training in Seattle, he got to participate in a lot of that over at the Mother Church. So that was really cool that the timing was great and he helped out. And so yeah, there's so much to take care of, even in our own homes. What we do, it gets us in good practice. You got to start at home and then go outwards. So it's not as overwhelming too, because like I said, to me, it's a little overwhelming when you look at everything that's going on. I always try to rein it in and start with the little things at home, practice the things at home, and eventually kind of the web will reach out, right?
The little things will grow into big things, and they'll all
Yes.
affect each other, and everything will right itself eventually.
Absolutely. We also have things that, it shows our Lord and our Lady, it shows them the love that we have for them. Because, my belief is the universe and the Lord and the Lady, they always provide for us what we need. But we can't be selfish. We need to show that the earth is a living thing, and some people call the earth goddess, Gaia, but it's a living, breathing thing that we are lucky to be on, and that she allows us to use her resources. But we gotta show thanks for that. We gotta, do something to show that we love our Mother Earth. And what are some other things, sacred services that we can do to show the planet that we love it? What are some things that we can do? Marcus said planting trees. I love that.
Yeah. If we plant trees and clean debris away that's dangerous, that causes fires, those type of things can help.
Mm-hmm.
But also when we harvest our crops, when we especially for harvesting plants or herbs. In fact, I learned the hard way, but what I was taught, in my shamanic apprenticeship is, first of all, you don't take more than you need. You don't take the entire plant when you only need a sprig.
Right.
And that, shows respect to nature. And the earth and plants have a different type of consciousness, but we can interact with it, with our consciousness. But they are very aware of our presence and our actions. And if you, for example, when we would harvest a certain plant in the desert, we wouldn't, even if we needed the roots of the whole plant, we didn't just, was taught not to just dig it up. You go over and ask permission of the plant. The plant, you might not recognize an answer, but just the act of asking shows respect for it. And a lot of times we would leave something in return, something sacred. It's just dependent on what you were doing. A lot of Native Americans like to leave a little bit of tobacco because the spirit of the tobacco plant is, a highly powerful one, and those type of things. So it's doing housekeeping for the earth, respecting it, respecting that it is a life that you're taking if you take something from it or harvest your crops.
Yeah.
And, just acknowledging that, their essence, their bodies will nourish you now, and someday your body will nourish the earth again.
It's that cycle. And, when you said, ask permission, when I was a student at the Wiccan Seminary, I got to invoke a dryad. And they teach you how to connect with these elements and the different elementals. So we were doing the earth, earth ritual, and I chose a dryad, and I remember just holding that energy. It was really a big deal because the students would then, the people that attended the ritual would ask, how can we honor the dryad? How can we do that? And that energy was about just ask permission before you take a branch. Say thank you. And the tree will speak to you. The plants will speak to you. You will know if they would, what your intent is, what you are doing. You will just know if you tune in with the language of the plants and the trees and the grass and the flowers, and
Yep.
that you just know, you just feel it. I'm getting goosebumps just talking
Isn't
about
that-
it because it's such a powerful
Same.
feeling.
Yeah, I have felt that before. And I talk to my garden quite often. My neighbors give me strange looks, but the plants
We
grow
all get
good.
strange.
He's
all
in the
get-
window.
Yeah.
But that's scientific proven fact too.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's science too. Yes, they have. There is a language that our plants and our trees actually you can hear, and you can feel the vibes and the energy from it. I talk to my trees in my backyard. I'm a tree hugger. I love to touch a tree when I need grounding. The best way for me to ground is just hug a tree. Trees are so wise, and I hear what they say, and it's so powerful, and it's so almost comforting to know that we have these guardians of these trees that just watch over us, these big, beautiful trees. We have beautiful parks that we go to here in Spokane, like the Finch Arboretum and Manitou, and all these wonderful parks that have beautiful trees, and they're just tall and big, and I love it.
Hey, can I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
Can we organize something done at like the Manitou Japanese Gardens or like I don't know, some of those pretty places, the Arboretum and stuff?
Before we got shut down with everything, a lot of groups, we would meet in parks, and Japanese Gardens was shut down. I don't know if now it's cold, so it doesn't matter, but it was shut down longer than Manitou. Like Manitou opened up, but Japanese Gardens, because it's smaller, they didn't open it up all the way yet because of that. So, but absolutely, yeah. We're all waiting for, when the weather gets good. That's the best way to do those public rituals and whatnot, is in nature. Yeah. We're on it. We're thinking of it.
Sorry, I got excited when you started talking about it. And I'm like, oh, yes.
Sorry,
Good
I'm glad. I like the excitement. We're all excited, but right now we're in that time where it's we're
winter.
resting. We're resting. Gosh knows I'm resting way too much. And what is stewardship? So when you do these things, it makes you feel good, right?
Yeah.
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 I think it's important. It's I don't know. I feel good when I do something for the planet or for the earth. When I and that's part of it too, is it's like doing a good job, doing something well, doing, like we say, house cleaning up. Like I said, my husband was at the mother church, and they did the Green Man, and he worked really hard. They put you to work, and it's sacred service. That's a huge part of what we try to teach, is there is a sacred service. It's work, and yeah, sometimes my back hurts and my knees hurt, and I'm doing these things, but at the end of the day, you achieved something, right?
We're also stewards of the craft because we're the ones that are carrying it forward, projecting it to the community, and providing it to the world around us.
My husband just got home from work. Say hi.
Hello, everyone. So we're
Hey.
actually stewards of the craft, and so it can be a physical stewardess.
Or a
Yeah.
stewardess.
I like a physical stewardess.
Yeah, I bet you do.
But so there's different kinds of stewardships out there: physical and conceptual.
Mm-hmm. I have a great husband. He comes home and pours me a glass of wine.
Physical and consensual. Please do carry on. Explain.
So, anything that you know, Maya or Marcus, is there something that you enjoy doing for the earth? Something you really get into? Something that makes you feel one with the earth?
I work
Yeah.
with the soil a lot. Cleaning it out, getting it ready, and then planting plants. I don't have a lot of free time, but that's something that grounds me, I guess, just like you were saying with trees.
Yeah.
It's something that I think helps me more than the earth, or at least I feel better.
Right? Yeah. It makes us feel good, and it's, sometimes, me, I'm a Capricorn, I'm an earth sign. It's my favorite element. I love
Libra, the Capricornies.
Yep. I like just putting my hands in the dirt, just that. When I was a little girl, I used to play in the mud like all the time. Like, I lived in the mud. I would get the water and get the section of the back of our house, my childhood house. There's this little section right up against the house, and I would get it all muddy, and I would make mud pies, and I would build little things with the sticks. And I loved just that feeling of the dirt and the mud. And God, I would love to just do that. You know what I mean? As a 49-year-old woman, just play in the mud, not mud wrestling, but just play in the mud. How about you, Maya? Is there something you like to do, or that you would want,
like
that you're thinking of doing?
Well, I mainly, like, if I go camping or fishing or something and I find garbage, I typically clean it up.
Yeah.
And if I'm in a particularly foul mood, I pick up litter.
Mm-hmm.
I clean.
Yep.
And I get angrier because people made a mess.
Angry cleaning.
That's one of my cleaning times. If I'm in a bad mood, I'll go start cleaning because I can get my frustration out, and it actually helps our house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That tennis elbow for that scrubbing though.
But unfortunately for Lola, I don't get mad very often, so our house isn't very clean.
The house.
That's good then though. That's good then though.
Very good.
I clean the house. The house doesn't get clean. I'm here cleaning the bathroom, one bathroom, a full-grown man and two boys. You can imagine that mess. Anyway, so here's some little notes that we've had in here. There's doing a job well, house cleaning, showing goddess love, showing the goddess love. Oh, adopt a highway. That's a good one. I've never done that before.
Yeah, the adopt a highway or
Because that's too much. Sorry.
There's also like the adopt a river cleanup projects that you'll see
Mm-hmm.
when they start dredging rivers to get all the crap out of them, and then they have groups that maintain it going forward.
Why don't we do that as a group?
That would be, we want, like I said, we want to do.
For us to do that, which we can, what you have to do is organize it, and then you have to get in touch with the Department of Ecology in your state. And they're the ones that allow you to get the permits to do the stuff so that you can be on the road without getting pestered by the police and other things.
My best friend of 30 plus years works in the Department of Ecology here in Spokane. So I'm sure we could set something up.
We should totally do that.
Yeah, that would be really fun. My vision for the coven and the friends of the coven is to do more. I want to do more civic work or charitable work, volunteer work, that kind of thing. So those are definitely things that have been playing around in our brain. It also says here, there's no expectation of return.
No.
So we're not doing it to get
the praise or the
pat on the back.
You're doing it because you want to do it because you know you're helping.
Yeah.
And that's all the pat on the back you need.
Yeah. Because the proof is around us, just take care of the planet. Jeez, puppy. Dog's making weird noise. Creates good karma. Right?
It does.
Yes, it does.
And not only that, we can And I know you just said not expecting anything in return, but we could also use that to help boost the positive view of all the witchcraft that's coming to light now.
Yes.
All of the witches that are coming out. Try to help break that stigma as well to make it easier for our sisters and brothers to come out of the shadows.
Not just witches, pagans. All
Pagans in general.
Yeah.
Pagans and the heathens.
The
Oh.
pagans, heathens, and all the misfits. Yeah. Because one of the things that
All lives matter.
is, oh, I'm sorry.
It was a tick. Sorry. I didn't get it muted fast enough.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. What I've noticed is what a lot of witches will post on Facebook is when people ask what do witches do, one of the main things is we love nature. We love animals. We love nature. We are a nature religion. We are, that's the common one I see
Yeah, that would be
all the time is the earth. Earth is important to us, our
What-
planet.
and I think this
Yeah.
concept might work better as a nature religions instead of just saying pagans and Wiccans,
Yeah.
because you have people of native birth that practice these similar concepts
Mhm.
that aren't pagan or Wiccan, and we
Yep.
can't exclude them because they're doing a lot of the grunt work that we're not willing to do.
Yeah.
and that has to be recognized
Very
and appreciated by those of us in our community.
Yeah.
They've been in touch with this earth a lot longer than we have. We've only been here 300 years.
Yeah.
They've been here 1,000.
Yeah.
They know this earth better than we do in this part of the world we live in.
And I think that brings us all together. And I think even, those who are of more of the Abrahamic religions would, like Maya was saying, if they could see that these other religions or other beliefs, we just want to take care of the planet and do good for humanity. And it does. It's lead by example.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we practice
There
the
you
concept of
Yeah. So I hate to rush through this, but I gotta go on to the next topic. I'm gonna grab the phone and do this. It was just easier. I'm gonna turn the camera off. Oh my goodness, come on. There we go. Just listen to me making grunting noises. And you can guess what I'm doing. No, just kidding. All right.
you guess what I'm doing.
You guess what I'm doing. So it's weird. It did this last time. There we go. There we go. Okay, so. And.
I had to flip it over to the card for you. So
All right. Can you see that?
I see it.
Okay. Can you see that, Maya?
I'm a
Yep,
Buddhist.
we got it.
I'm a
Awesome.
Buddhist.
All right. So karma. Ooh. This is a fun one. Take a look at this. This is a really pretty picture, actually.
Yeah, it
Take
is.
a look at this and tell us what feelings you get from this. What does this symbolize to you? What is it trying to tell us?
It is very pretty, but it makes me think more of Mother Earth than karma.
Does it?
Um,
Well, yeah. There's holding the earth.
I see the rebirth. I see the rebirth. The silhouette is the person. The light is them coming back into the earth, which they are holding.
I look at it and I see that the goddess is in the universe and she's watching over our planet and the energies we're putting out. And that's what the aura coming off of it is.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So as you can see if you see it closer around the silhouette of her, you see it's brighter,
Oh.
so it's more intensive. And the further it gets away, the more it fades.
Yeah.
So it's just showing in the residual effects and how it drips out even in small amounts. It keeps affecting those things.
It's very
Yeah.
it's very energetic. Lots of energy. Those colors represent energy and how it's surrounding us and how we're part of it. And yeah. Yeah.
Kind of ripples in it.
So I'm patiently waiting for my son to get out of the bathroom. So my oldest son, so I can run and go potty, and my husband can take over the discussion, but that's not going to happen right now because we have one bathroom and they live in the bathroom. So we'll keep this up and we'll talk. So karma, what is karma, Marcus? What's karma? I think I'd love to hear your take on karma.
Well, I don't know where the term originally came from, but from what I've experienced and been taught, it's basically a law of physics. It's a law of science. In the physical world, we have the laws of motion, designated by Newton, and it basically relates to the physical laws of motion. For every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction. So what you do is going to do something but the opposite. On a metaphysical level, which is something that science is just now discovering, the energies involved there are similar but a little bit different. The energy of an action, when you're using intent, when you send that energy out, it's going to radiate out into the multiverse. And the multiverse is growing and expanding, but it's in the shape of it's almost in the shape of a saddle, but it's got curvature to it. And that curvature causes that energy, and we're not talking about light or heat or electrical. This is energy of the next plane up, which is what a lot of our magic works on. But that energy will come back in us, who knows when, but it'll make its way back to the source, because it's like a fingerprint. Your energy, your intent that you send out can be identified. We just get a feeling of something, but it can be identified because it's a certain frequency that's not the same as anyone else's. And that energy is going to come back and come back to you. So if you send out something that is destructive, it has a negative vibration to it, intended to do harm, it will come back to you again eventually. But when it comes back to you, there's something different that happens on that plane of existence. The energy just doesn't come back equal. The energy is like amplified. It's like going through transistors that amplify energy up. And I have no idea why, but it seems to come back. Some people think threefold. Some people think 9, but it's definitely amplified. And it's going to have the same negative vibrations. The intent, how you program that energy, is going to come back the same way to you. And it's just the other way. If it's positive, it's going to come back much stronger, to you. And that's a long explanation, but that's what I've learned or been taught.
Can I tell you what I, as a Buddhist, have learned and been taught about karma?
Absolutely, because karma comes from Buddhism and Hinduism. I believe is where the core of it becomes, the concept of it became from.
Yes. Karma and reincarnation actually interlink together. Good deeds done throughout your present lifetime create good karma. Bad deeds create bad karma. And this just kind of sticks around until you are reborn. It determines, the karma you have built up determines what determines what your rebirth will look like. There are different levels of rebirth. There is the highest level, which is where we as humans sit, because we are the only entities that can actually attain enlightenment. The level below us would be animals.
Well, except for the cow.
Except for what?
The cow concept. Because on the Buddhist side, I understand that on the Hindu side, you want to come back as a cow.
Yeah, that's more Hindu than Buddhism.
That's more Hindu than Buddhism. This is just basic what Buddhists believe.
Yep.
to come back as an animal or even a ghost / spirit is deemed that you did not have the greatest karma, but not the worst karma. And then the worst karma will get you reincarnated into what some would consider hell, or as something very dark, very negative, and that is basically the soul's punishment. There's also the realm of angels and demigods. They're considered a higher realm because they're selfish beings, so they can't really attain enlightenment. They're too focused on themselves. But in other words, your rebirth is determined by what kind of karma you have built up in the life that you live. How your next life is lived out is also determined by whether or not you have good karma or bad karma. If you are close enough to enlightenment, you may be reincarnated as a human despite bad karma, but your life is not going to be the greatest. You're either going to end up with a slew of disabilities or chronic illness or what many would consider just a stream of bad luck.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you brought up disabilities. There's a note here that says disabilities and pain in our bodies may be a lesson in empathy from a past life.
Yeah.
And the one that I want to touch upon was there is no bad or good karma. Karma just is. I kind of believe that myself. Karma is so deep. It's such a, I mean, that's why I wish we could have done the whole thing on this, but there's,
I personally don't mind if it runs a little late, if you guys don't.
what?
I don't mind if it runs a little late, if you guys don't.
Well, I mean, if we run a little late, that's fine. We have to get the dinner made and stuff like that. But yeah, if it runs a little over, I'm not complaining. But karma to me is very, it's interesting that it's right after stewardship, because what we do for the planet, it does, whether it says, we're not doing it to get the pat on the back, but it did say good karma, or karma comes back. I also believe, though, that you can't rely, because there are some people, and this is my opinion, that automatically assume that, well, I don't know why my life is so bad. I must have done something really, really bad in a past life. Here's how I view that. You're either just trying a lesson that needs to be learned that you're just not learning, and it's going to manifest in ways that are going to be very difficult. Or two, did I say A and then two? Or B,
Math is not her strong point.
math is not my strong point. I must have done something to a mathematician in a past life.
I thought your Microsoft Word just tried to insert a picture or something there.
No, did it?
No, never mind. Never mind. I'm sorry. It's a joke about Microsoft Word.
No. Or I think that also you have instant karma, the energy that comes back to you immediately, how you put energy out. So there are people that are like, I don't understand why I have this toxic energy around me all the time, or I attract bad people in my life. Sometimes you got to say, what am I doing now? What energy am I putting out? Because whatever energy you put out, you're going to attract. You're just going to attract. Even if you have the best intentions, if you surround yourself with toxic people, you're going to have toxic energy. If you don't take accountability for the part that you play in your energy that surrounds you, then you're never going to have the energy that you really want or feel you deserve. It's always going to be complaining about, there's a lot of people that just love to complain about how their lives suck and people treat him like shit, and nothing ever goes my way, and I don't know what, because I'm a really nice person and I do everything for everyone. Well, focus on what you just said. I do everything for everyone. When you do everything for everyone, you're being taken advantage of. When you're being taken advantage of, you are attracting people who take advantage. So there's your karma. There's your instant karma. What about fate? Do you think karma is like fate? Can you change karma? Can you change fate?
Yeah, I think
You can
change
change fate. You cannot change karma.
See, and I think the other way around. I think you can't change fate because fate is predetermined. Karma is not. You can always choose to make a difference and change your outlook, your behavior, your interactions. Where your Akashic record is your Akashic record. There's not much you can do about it.
Fair. Your Akashic record is your Akashic record. You can't change that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Excuse me, though. I would say that you could change cat. My goodness, what are you destroying? My goodness, quit playing with my leaf cords. Anyways, I would say that your fate is determined by your karma. Because wouldn't you say that your present fate, the one that 99.9% of humans are concerned with, is their present fate, their present course of life.
Yeah,
That
That's
fate be predetermined by the karma that you had built up in the past life.
I
So
like that.
wouldn't you say that by changing your karma in this life, you could change the fate of the next life?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying or in current terms, not in future terms. That's why I mentioned the Akashic record aspect of it.
Marcus, were you saying something?
Yeah, and again, going back to my training in Toltec shamanism, there's different. The part of the lineage that I'm part of is about 500 years old. Before that, they called it the old lineage or the old sorcerers, and what they taught, because they did a lot of bad stuff, the old lineage, and what they developed a technique that's very difficult to do and very complex to even explain, but they found a way to sidestep karma. You could do something bad and not pay the price. And it involves, I won't go into it because we don't have that much time, but it involves altering your consciousness to the point where you actually step out of this reality and you move into what's called the Nawal. The tonal is our reality, but the Nawal is outside of it, and it's even undefinable. But when you're in the Nawal, you do not, the same laws don't apply. If you do something bad in this world, you can avoid, if you know it's coming, you can avoid the actual karma, the reaction, by stepping into the Nawal and spending time there. But that's the only way that I know you can eliminate or neutralize karma. But it's you can counterbalance it with more positive if you do something negative.
So, Marcus, you were saying this is a 500-year-old tradition that you're a part of?
Yeah.
Would you be able to send me and Lola a link so we can actually look into this? Because this is really interesting.
And I was going to ask you what should be a guest. I would love you to be a guest on Witches and Wine.
Yeah, we would love that.
Oh, I'd be honored.
Yeah. When you were saying sidestep and karma, there's witches who are not Wiccan, because Wicca, we believe in
it's the religion aspect.
The we believe as Wiccans, us, and I'm not assuming anyone else here is Wiccan. If you are, awesome. If not, awesome. But as Wiccans, we believe in karma and the threefold law. But there are non-Wiccan witches that don't believe in that, and they are very much about, they will face their consequences for their actions, and they accept that, and they're okay with that. So that in a way is kind of, and they don't believe that that's sidestepping. They believe that's just complete accountability. And I kind of believe that too. Like if you want to do something and you know that you might pay for this, but you're like, I'm willing to pay for it, then that's your right to do that. As long as you accept that there might be repercussions and don't act like, oh my gosh, why is this happening? Yeah.
It's why it's known as the Wiccan read, not the pagan read.
Yeah, it's the Wiccan read. It's not the pagan read. So,
or the magic read, because it's what, as Wiccans, we practice, but it doesn't necessarily apply to all magic users.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But we borrowed from Hindu, and Wicca's just a. I like how people say, "Oh, you're eclectic. You're not Wiccan," and I'm like, Wicca to me is very eclectic because it borrows from so many different.
It's an amalgamation and a recreation of a dead concept.
Yeah.
That was revived 80, 90 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. So we got some great notes on here that I'm so glad. I love when we have all the good notes here. Accountability, the big picture patterns, eternal perspective. Karma goes both ways. The golden rule. Karma doesn't always turn out the way we wanted. What do you think that means? Do you think that's a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing because we're not supposed to necessarily understand karma. We're supposed to adapt and deal with karma. We may not know how it's going to come back to us, but when the situation arises, whether it's instantaneous, 5 years, 10 years, 40 years down the line, we're willing to accept what happens, whether or not it's in our time frame that we're expecting or not.
Past life transgressions. That is a word that's popping up here a lot. I think that karma is an opportunity to learn. So that's why I don't think there's good or bad karma. I think karma it's kind of like, energy. There's no good energy or bad energy. It just is. And energy can electrocute you and energy can provide for you. Karma, even if you call it the bad karma, isn't that an opportunity to learn from your mistakes?
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Go ahead, Marcus.
No, I said exactly.
Oh, okay.
It's karma can be an advisor, well, probably more of a teacher than an advisor, but we definitely learn when we make mistakes. I've learned the hard way, like I was telling you with plants. Before it was actually a lesson for me, but before I learned that you have to honor plants when you take something from them. You don't take too much, but I did that once for a datura plant. And
What kind of plant?
datura,
What is
Jimson
that?
weed. It's a psychotropic. It's a dangerous one though.
Yeah.
But I was told to harvest the plant, and I harvested the plant without asking permission, without giving anything in return, without fertilizing the other plants around there. I just took it. And I was in the desert. It was about 110 degrees outside, and there were cholla cactus around. Cholla is the most vicious, god-awful cactus on earth. It's got a lot of 1 to 2 inch spines, and it's got hundreds of them. And they break off in little clusters. And sometimes they're on the ground, sometimes they're on the plant. And I battled with those for a long time. But I walked by.
Little, like huggy ones?
Yeah, they kind of look fuzzy, but the actual thorns are like sewing needles.
Okay.
And when it's hot in the desert, there's 110, the pressure inside the cactus builds up, the hydrodynamic pressure in the fluids. And if you stir up the air, those little thorns become like darts. And I did that to the plant. And I picked it up and I walked right in between two big cholla bushes, and they started firing off at me. I got about a dozen needles stuck in me, and they're like fish hooks. When you pull them out, they don't come out. I mean, they'll pull your skin and everything with them.
Porcupine quill.
Yep, exactly like a porcupine quill, and they have some kind of poison on them, so it's like a bee sting.
Oh gosh.
But that, you know, that was a lesson to me. That was bad karma. I didn't do the right thing, and I was taught never to do that again.
Well, you know, I had a really interesting conversation with my mother, who's Christian, and she believes that we were talking about what happens after we die, and she believes that we go heaven on earth, that we see all our loved ones, and the world is perfect. It's almost like this utopia. And you know, and I was telling her what I believe. You know, we go and we rest in the summer lands, and then we reincarnate into a new life until we have to learn our lessons. And I was telling her that, to me, utopia, the way that she was describing it, sounds really boring.
Yeah.
It just, there's something about the struggle, and there's something about the hard lessons that make life so much more interesting. I'm not saying that, I'm not downplaying, because I know all of us have had trauma and terrible things. But, you know, when someone asks you, would you go back and do anything different? I would never do anything different, ever. I would keep, because I had to learn these things, and it made me who I am. And I honor those times. And so karma, like I said, that's where the lessons come. That's where we learn things. We would, to be in a perfect world and never learn anything, and always be like, you know, like Pleasantville, like the movie Pleasantville, where they're, you know.
Well, we always learn more from mistakes than we do successes.
Yeah, we don't learn from success. I mean, successes are great,
They feel wonderful,
but it's almost like it's so much more sweeter. The juice is sweeter when you've tasted the bitter.
Yeah. You can't appreciate the good without the bad.
Absolutely. And so utopia and that life, I told my mom that would be so boring to me. She goes, of course it would be to you.
Yeah, and when we leave this physical vehicle, this body, we don't stop learning. When we go into the other dimensions, we continue learning on a whole different scale.
So go ahead, Mark. I didn't interrupt you.
No, that's okay. I was just saying, so, you know, you can't just sit around and float on a cloud. It's not the way our souls are designed.
No, we have to evolve. Our souls need to evolve. We need to guide, and I feel that our souls also come back in some way if we have that passion to guide and teach. I feel that that's where our ancestors their energy is always guiding us. And yeah, but I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm getting way off topic.
No, it's okay. I was going to ask you guys a question before we start moving forward. Do you guys think there's a difference between justice and karmic justice? Maya's got her hand up, so we'll ask her comment next.
Maya, please, yeah.
I actually wanted to say, touching on what you were saying before you said you got off topic, the Buddhists actually call that a bodhisattva. It is someone who purposely allows themselves to continue to reincarnate so that they can guide other people on the path of enlightenment.
I love that. Yes, can you type that word in the chat? I've seen that word.
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah, please do. I know I've learned about that.
And spelling matters.
So yeah, I knew I must have heard that somewhere. Yes. Yes, I've seen that word. Yes, we learned about that. There are actual. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there are actual demigods or goddesses of some sort that are called that. Correct?
No, this is strictly a Buddhist term.
No. But I mean, they. Hi, Ashley. They are Raven, Raven. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you with the blonde hair and the name. but then I saw the face. I went, no, that's Raven. We're talking about karma. Not, I think I must be thinking of something else, but I know that word, and that's why that came to me. I feel like we do come back to teach. Some of us, it's a passion within us. So, yeah. Now, what was your question? Karmic fate versus karmic justice.
Justice versus karmic justice.
Is there a difference?
I would say that justice is
No, I don't think there is a difference, because justice is justice. The meaning of justice doesn't change, whether it's karmic justice or not. It's justice is justice. Making things right is making things right. Sorry.
I would say that justice is more of a mortal/human concept, whereas karmic justice would be the balancing out of your karma in the next life.
Yeah, I can see that.
So like when you see someone that maybe was an asshole to you, and then you watch them as they're leaving maybe the store, the parking lot, and then you go watch them drive into a curb or something. Do you get that little bit of joy out of that? If you feel like karmic justice has been served?
Well, they could be just a bad driver, but
Well, that's a for instance.
I know.
Or
I
when you see
do
someone,
sticker and call him an asshole.
Have you ever had people say? I've had people say, "This person gets away with so much, and nothing bad ever happens to them. Where's their karma?" Well, one, we don't see what goes on in their life. We don't see behind the scenes. Half the time, we're not there to witness karmic justice. What is it? That word, that German word? Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
Yes.
Getting joy out of another's misery. Thank you, Germans, for giving us a word that describes everything. And we watched an interesting documentary recently that had the world's greatest researcher on Schadenfreude who came on, and it was an interesting concept they presented. They did a whole study on this, and they had 2 soccer fans or football fans from Europe. They had them watch videos of their team scoring a goal, and then they recorded their brainwave activity through the different sensors they use. Then they also had them use the same test and showing their arch rival missing a penalty kick.
It's more.
And they got more joy out of watching other people fail than watching their own team succeed.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
So is that the karmic justice where we get more out of it, seeing those that we don't care for get their quote unquote dues?
And do you feel that if you do take joy in watching karma happen, do you feel like that's gonna mess up for your karma? Stop it, puppy. I'm serious. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just we are human, right? We're not these divine. We're not these beings that don't make mistakes. Of course, we've all taken joy in seeing karmic justice happen to someone, but does that mess up our karma?
I would say it's just a human perception.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that it's just, I don't know. I would not say it's a karmic effect on your own to get a little bit of joy out of seeing someone receive theirs.
I guess it's also moderation of like, if you're like constantly looking for people to get their bad karma, then maybe you need to like look at your life and like wonder why that is so important. But if it's just happenstance that you just happen to be around and there's someone that you can't help it, they've done things to people and you just happen to be there and the same shit happens to them and you're like, oh, I'm pretty close to see that. Gotta go. Like.
Yeah, it's satisfaction internally, but it's not. You're not sending anything out, so I don't think it'll hurt your karma.
Yeah, but if you keep that's what I'm saying is it's happened to all of us. We've seen people get their what do you call it? Their due, yeah. And we don't do any work. We didn't cause it. We're just there, and it's But you're just kind of like, okay.
Well, Lola and I have an interesting situation that happens with us a lot. The universe seems to, I built up a lot of karmic good for me, apparently. Because a lot of times when Lola does something that, in the world of husband and wife.
Let me explain this. So, me and Phil like to give each other shit. That we're just that married couple that loves to give each other crap. And I love to give him crap. And he's a Gemini, so his ego's a little big. So he'll be saying stuff, and I'm like, you know what? You're not all that, blah, blah, blah. And immediately after I give him shit, I stub a toe, something falls on me, I trip, I break. Like, I'm not exaggerating. And Phil, just silent as Phil, he just looks at me and just goes, that's right. Like, it's weird. So I have learned to try to not do that because it was just little things, but it's like, it was starting to make me wonder, like, what did you do to have like the universe just go, nope, you don't get to pick on him. And it's just little things. Nothing bad happens, but it's little.
I got a one-word answer.
Oh,
for
be
you.
quiet, Gemini.
Awesome.
Oh, Gemini.
Do you know what the strongest hex a Gemini can use is? Or
What?
curse, I guess. I wish you 1,000 inconveniences. Minor inconveniences.
Don't give him ideas. Don't give the Gemini ideas. I have never met a zodiac sign, with the exception of Leo's, my rising sign is Leo, so I get it. That is just like, that's right. Look at me. I'm cool. But yeah. Anyway. All right. So we need to wrap this up. I'm going to go ahead and share the images. The stewardship one. Okay. I need to, hold on.
Is that the one that
I had to take.
Lost him for a sec. How is everyone?
Pretty good.
Sorry. I pushed the wrong button. Misclick?
Yep.
Just call me Misclick. Okay. I'm going to do something really quick so I can put the pictures in here because I'm multitasking. So talk amongst yourselves.
Give us a little chatter.
Give us a little chatter.
I'm watching my friend make pumpkin pie, and she's having a hard time mixing it, so she dumped it all into her blender. So I'm curious to see how it turns out.
Ooh, it should be light and fluffy if she adds more eggs.
I would say she might be better off using a mixer, not a blender, so it gets whipped.
Yeah, her mixer hasn't come in yet, and she tried using the hand mixer, and it didn't work out too well. I even tried it. It was hard to blend.
Okay.
But it smells great, and I'm excited for it.
Add some evaporated milk to thin it out. It sounds like it's too thick, yeah?
Probably, I don't know. Is it too thick? Huh?
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Thinner?
Well, she's making it from
from my garden.
Yeah, she grew the pumpkins.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
So I would add buttermilk if you have it, just a teeny tiny bit, like 2 tablespoons, and then about whatever else is needed to make it pie dough, or not pie dough, pie filling
She already
consistency.
put buttermilk in it.
I put buttermilk in it. It's got ginger in it, ground cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon.
Smells really good though. I'm excited.
Then in that case, I would use evaporated milk or
She
whole
already
milk
put
to thin it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right there.
this is my,
Oh, shoot.
that's my chat. Close that chat. You don't need that chat anymore.
Oh.
Okay.
I just drag and drop it into there.
Does that work? No. See?
So go to.
I gotta open it up. Sorry, you guys. I'm multitasking with different. Our computer is a piece of poop.
And we have. It was one picture that was in the whole set that never actually made it into the picture set.
Yeah, I don't know why it just,
And so stewardship we have to work with to make it actually work.
so
Kind of weird.
it's ridiculous. Hold on here. I'm gonna put the picture in there. I will figure it out.
So if you work with that picture and copy it.
That's what I'm gonna do. But it's,
Lola, I love the pictures that you uploaded from your shows. Oh my gosh, you look so pretty.
oh, thank
She
you.
killed it. It was so, she did so good. I was so proud of her.
I had a great time.
You're
Sure.
definitely blossoming in those photos, and it's amazing to see your growth and everything.
Thank you so much. I am having such a good time with it. No, that's not working.
Copy.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Correctly.
I did. Where's copy? Probably. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Or you can cut it. You can just cut it.
Okay, I need to save it somewhere that I can. This is what I'm gonna do. Sorry.
It's in your downloads.
Yeah, but it needs to.
You drag and drop it from here into a folder.
That's what I'm gonna do. There we go. Now, open it up. There it is. No,
But you should be able to access it from here with the picture.
share. There should be copy. There we go. Got it. Got it. Got it.
It's finally working for us.
Oh my goodness. I apologize. And paste. Okay, so
Please tell me if you can see this.
can you see that in the chat? The first image, the
I
stewardship.
see it.
Okay. If
I can't copy it, but I see it.
please try to is it upload or download?
Download. We just
Please.
uploaded it. It is downloaded.
So please try to download it. If you cannot download it, put your email address in there and I will
It's sent to you.
get it sent to you. And now I'm going to put the other one, which is Karma.
Awesome, Maya. We're glad you're able to get it.
Yay. Yeah. I am having so many difficulties. I got to do things on my phone and also on the computer so I can access the chat easier because accessing the chat on the phone
He's a bitch.
is a bitch. Karma, there it is. So we will be getting a new computer because I'm in Spring Mysteries and I need, I kind of need a computer to do Spring Mysteries.
We're so fancy now as a church. We even got a church credit card on the way. We're established.
We're established. All right.
Wow.
Do you see the Karma?
Io Balbo.
Eel
Yeah,
Babel.
Balbo, yes. That my burlesque has a lot to do with Balbo.
Right.
So while you are doing that, I don't have this. Oh yes, I do have the stewardship. We'll do the divination. So you go to Madame Zola.
All right, Marcus, we got your email.
We got your email, hon.
All right.
You go to Madame Zola and you're like, Madame Zola, I need a 1-card draw that represents me right now in this moment. And the first card she draws is, of course, the stewardship card. So I'm going to go around and ask you what that means. So, Raven, if you got this card today, what do you think this would mean for you right now?
Well, definitely growth, societal growth, learning from past mistakes and growing as a whole to the betterment of humanity.
I like that. And how about you, Marcus, if you got this card today?
I got that card today. It would probably tell me to go out and feed the birds that I haven't done. I should have done already.
Ah, I love that. I had a friend in Tennessee that I visited and he loved feeding the birds and watching the birds. They would have all these bird feeders all over the place and he would just sit out there and watch the birds and feed them. And that was very important to his almost meditation.
Yeah, it is meditative.
Yeah. Maya, if you got this stewardship card today, what do you think that would mean for you right now?
Honestly, probably that I should either find someone to help steward something going on in my life, like a guide or something, or I really actually should probably go do some cleaning around the house.
There you go. Yeah. I was kind of thinking that myself. And your sister, I'm so sorry. I forgot your sister's name already. I'm so sorry.
It's her.
It's Dar.
Star?
Yeah, Dar.
Dar.
Okay.
Yeah, DAR.
If you got this card today, what do you think that would mean?
That the change starts with me.
Oh, nice. I like
Doesn't
that.
matter what the change is or how big the change is. The change starts with me.
I love that. Silence?
It would make me question of what am I taking care of compared to what should I be taking care of?
Okay. For me, I've been feeling a calling to doing more for the earth. So just start doing stuff. Plant, right now it's kind of hard in this weather to plant stuff, but focus. We tried it like I do recycle. So maybe add another thing to that cleaning, junking out, that kind of stuff. Are you hinting?
No.
Or you're just patting my butt?
Just pat your butt.
Okay, that's cool. My husband likes to pat my butt. All right, so you're like, Madam Zola, a different day. Yeah, you go back to Madam Zola. You're like, I need a 1-card draw, Madam Zola. Needs to be what I need to know for right now today. And she draws the Karma card. So, Raven, if you got this, what do you think that would mean for you?
Exactly the definition of karma. We reap what we sow. We
Mhm.
hope that we grow. The energy we put out comes back to us threefold.
Very good. How about you, Marcus? What would this mean in your life right now?
That would mean be mindful of your thoughts, because your thoughts can become intentions.
Yeah. Excellent. How about you, Maya?
I would say that I should probably maybe be a little more aware of my choices.
Yeah.
What about you, Dar?
Here, sorry.
That sounded like Dar. Maya, are you still there?
Maya's here, so am I.
Maya and Dar sound the same. You're sisters, so you guys sound the same. So whichever sister just didn't talk. What would this mean?
What would the karma card mean for me? That
They sound a lot alike.
again, I am the change. I am the only one that can decide what kind of karma I will give out,
Mhm. Yeah.
which in
How
turn
about-
decides what kind of karma I receive.
How about you, Silenus?
Looking at that picture, what tells me is we all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return.
Like a drop
of rain
low into the
Ocean.
Yeah.
For me, if I got this card today, it would mean I need to keep my actions and thoughts in check. Just being very aware of what I say and what I do. All right, so if you look in the chat, I've got a couple links in there. If we have helped facilitate a spiritual experience for you today, please consider donating to Children of the Crossroads, ATC, to help fund events like this. Your gifts of any amount are greatly appreciated, and donations may be tax deductible, as Children of the Crossroads, ATC, is a 501c3 nonprofit. And there's two links there, PayPal or Venmo. It is not required, but it is appreciated. So thank you so much for showing up. And again, I apologize for canceling. But I'm getting back on there. I think a lot of it has to do, this conversation was really needed for me. I was holding on to some resentment and some anger issues. and it was kind of bringing me down, and I did some shadow work, and I'm letting go of it, and I'm feeling better. So I really appreciate that I can share that with you and come to this discussion, and you guys make me feel so much better. So next week we will be talking about ancestors. So join us next week. I'm going to stop the recording. So say bye to the recording.
Bye, recording.
Bye, recording. I don't know. Don't know how. Here we go. Stop recording.